Whoa, what is up, guys? This is Josh, or Pieces of Mind from Lethal Fury Studios. And if you haven't noticed, this is my first Modern Warfare 3 video that I'll have posted on my channel. I was going to try and put some out early to try and get some more traffic, but I didn't really want to just spit out crappy Modern Warfare 3 videos just for the sake of spitting out crappy Modern Warfare 3 videos. But I'm not going to ramble on for a long time at the beginning of this video, because this is a very special video in which I have actually written out notes to go along with the video. So I'm not just doing this off the top of my head. I actually have help. I wrote it down and everything, and I've got notes to go off of. And what I did was wrote down a little fun fact that I learned from Modern Warfare 3. And just because I didn't want this video to be too positive or too negative about Modern Warfare 3, I wrote 5 things I liked and 5 things I disliked about the game, just to give an even balance, to make it seem like I'm not fanboying it up, but I'm also not being too critical of the game, because it is fun. I like playing it. So without further ado, the 10 things that I like, or 5 things that I like and 5 things that I don't like from Modern Warfare 3. Alright, so number 1, what I have written down for what I like about the game is the fast-paced gunplay. As most of you guys know, most of you guys who play this game have played previous Call of Duty titles, dating back from Modern Warfare 2 back, in which the game had a perk called Stopping Power. Now, Stopping Power is a perk in a pre-Modern Warfare or pre-Black Ops game that gave your gun extra damage when you use the perk. So it usually dominated whatever tier of perk it was in, usually the second tier perk. But so because most people would like the extra damage on their gun, it gives them like that advantage over people. And you know, it just makes the game more fast-paced in general, just the perk being in the game. In Black Ops, they took the perk out, and in this game, the perk doesn't exist. And what they did wrong in Black Ops was, in my opinion, a lot of people like Black Ops. I didn't hate Black Ops; it was boring to me, but a lot of people like Black Ops. But in my opinion, what they did wrong in Black Ops was they took out Stopping Power, which I was kind of in favor of at first, not so much in favor of it now. But they took it out, and then they didn't buff the damage in the guns. They kind of left the base damage the same, and so every gun in the game performs as if it was not on Stopping Power, which leads to, you know, assault rifles getting 3 and 4 shot kills at manageable ranges, and at longer ranges you can even get up 4 or 5, upwards of 6, and that's just ridiculous. That's just not within the parameters of what I consider a Call of Duty game to be, because it's supposed to be a fast-paced game, more so like Halo than Battlefield 3, which is a more realistic military shooter, and there's not as much fast-paced gunplay like there is in this game. In this game, of course, you know, I don't know, the maps are just smaller. It's kind of hard to describe. It's just, you wouldn't go 10 to 15 seconds without camping and expect not to see an enemy, if that makes sense, if you're looking for them. But in Battlefield, it seems like you're running forever just to find an objective or a person to kill or a place to snipe. But moving on, I'm not going to ramble on about Battlefield or Black Ops. So in this game, the guns perform as if they were on Stopping Power. Every gun performs as if it was on Stopping Power. So every assault rifle is usually 2 to 3 shot kill from pretty much any range, and all sniper rifles except for the semi-automatic one are usually 1-shot kills, which I like. Okay, so moving on to number 2. Another thing I like about the game is lots of unlocks. It seems like a lot of unlocks in the game make it a kind of a more comprehensive game. It's got more facets. Seems like it'll take a longer time to get bored of, which increases the longevity of the game, which I'm totally in favor for, because I spend a lot of time playing this game. Because I'm in no life. No, I'm just kidding. But, yeah, if you're going to spend a lot of time playing the game, it's nice to have different things to do instead of just using 1 or 2 pieces of equipment or perks or things like that. You can try and explore and get the most out of the game, which leads me to my next point. Number 3, another thing I like is the mostly, in parentheses I have, mostly balanced weapons in the game. So everybody knows in Black Ops and some previous Call of Duty titles, there were guns like the famous AK-74 and Galil maybe in Black Ops. Famous definitely. FAMAS, however you want to pronounce it, but they definitely dominated the game. If you wanted to really see the effect that they had on the game, you could go to a competitive game, but which I wish they would include in Modern Warfare 3, a competitive playlist for the game. But there was a competitive playlist which had like MLG maps and variants and game modes and stuff like that, and restrictions. And the kill feed would be lit up with FAMAS, and occasionally there would be an AK-74U or the Galil, or maybe another weapon, G11. But that's kind of rare in the competitive playlist. It's mostly FAMAS and AK-74. And in Modern Warfare 2 was it was a little bit better. There were a lot of weapons you could use, but it was kind of dominated by like the ACR, the 2 3-burst weapons, the M16 and FAMAS, stuff like that. And it's really nice to see in this game. Of course, there's still some weapons that most people favor over others, like for SMGs, like the PP90. Maybe for like assault rifles, the G36. I dropped my notes. Maybe the assault rifles, the G36 and the ACR still, but and the Type 95, that thing's pretty good. But in this game, overall, the weapons are pretty usable. Like, there's no weapon that you would really in this game go, wow, this gun is terrible. Why would they even put it in the game? Unless it's like the Javelin, and you know it's supposed to be a gimmick weapon anyway. So moving on to number 4 on my list, the strike packages. I really like the strike packages in the game, how it's kind of an enhanced version of kill streaks. In the game there are 3 different types of strike packages, I'm sure you are aware. The assault, which lends itself more to kind of more passive players who like to maybe sit back behind cover, not necessarily camp, but kind of maybe sit back behind cover, kind of like not put themselves out into danger readily. That's just the standard Call of Duty kill streaks that have always been in the game, where you get kills for, if you don't die, you get kills, you get rewards. There's also the support, which is kind of my favorite, which supports more players who are more team-oriented, who are going to jump on dangerous objectives to get points for the team, and who are going to rush into that room to break up maybe 2 or 3 campers, maybe at the expense of a life. So it really, they're less lethal, so it balances out. There's less lethal kill streaks towards it. So it kind of balances out, but it's a really good, in my opinion, it's my favorite. And then there's the specialist, which is kind of a new idea to Call of Duty, in which you all of the benefits of you getting kills goes back toward you getting more kills, in a sense, by you unlocking perks. And that's the easiest way to get the MOAB, which is like the nuke in this game, except it doesn't in the game. Alright, moving on. I really like the number 5. I'm not going to go on about this one, but the competitive play, it's really nice. I played a couple game battles matches, maybe 10, and it's a really fun game for competitive, because it's really kind of balanced and fast-paced and fun. Alright, the things I hate, I'm going to go on less time about these because nobody wants to like hear about someone rage about the game, but most of the maps I do not like. There are a few like Arcadin and Hard Hat that I really like. They're really fun, fast-paced game modes, and they're kind of more based off of older Call of Duty maps, which is the way they should have stuck with the rest of the maps. But a lot of the maps are just, the spawns are funky. There's not enough big maps. Like the biggest map is probably like Mission and Outpost, and they're like medium-sized maps on any other Call of Duty game. But it's like really tight packed, like you're in a sardine can. There's not like a whole lot of open ranges where you can kind of get some cool firefights going on. It's mostly close range, and the spawns, like I said, are all funky, so it's hard to kind of like know where your enemy's gonna be. I know it's kind of better for some things, but still, it kind of takes some of the fun out of the game. But moving on, number 2, the people who play the game. I don't like people who play the game just in general, because it's usually, you know, the 12-year-olds who get their mommy to come play the game with them, or come play the game with them. Go buy the game for them or with them or whatever, when they really probably shouldn't be playing the game and stuff like that, and they're really annoying. Then you have the people who hide in corners when you're playing domination, and they don't go after objectives, and you know, the counter argument is you can't back, but that's not fun. When I go into domination, I want to jump all over objectives, and I want arms and limbs to be flying, and everybody's going everywhere, and you don't know what's going on most of the time. That's the kind of game I like. But another thing is Infinity Ward didn't really do a good job of solving the rich get richer problem, which is recurrent in all Call of Duties, but I guess that's part of the appeal. So moving on to number 4, the spawn system. kind of went on a little bit earlier about that. I don't really like the spawn system in the game because it's too erratic and unpredictable. And then another thing is bad hosts. There's a feature in Black Ops called local host only, where you could choose a local host, of course, that was close to you, and you'd get a better connection. And there's like a weird lag compensation thing in Modern Warfare 3 that makes it lag too much for the host, and it kind of counteracts. And well, the video's kind of gone over a little bit, so I'll put a little clip at the end of me hamming it up in game battles that I have saved. It's a little, like a couple seconds long, but just give me a little extra time. The bad host, I want to elaborate on that. If you guys have ever, like, you were shooting at somebody and you got you think you hit them more times than you did, or you got more hit markers, and in the kill cam they didn't get hit nearly as many times as you thought they did. Or say you were shooting at somebody and you quickly realized that you weren't going to win the gunfight, so you tried to run back to cover, and you knew that you got around that corner or behind that wall or behind that piece of cover, and you knew you were pretty far behind it, but in the kill cam it shows you running out in the open like an idiot, like open season, and the enemy just lays down on you, and it seemed like you got cheated out of a life. So that's kind of what I mean by bad hosting. Don't be too critical, guys. It's my first Modern Warfare 3 video. This 31 and 4 gameplay, I think it's alright. It's not the best, but hopefully I'll be able to get you more content in the future on some other thoughts and ideas related to the game and not related to the game. But if you like it, you know, like, favorite, subscribe. Mostly, I'd love if you subscribe. Makes me feel good about myself, so I can sleep at night. And if there's anything you ever want to know my thoughts or opinions on in the game, or any game you want to see me play or something like that, just let me know in the comments, send me a message or something, subscribe, and I will try and get that content out to you, because I'm here to entertain you. And also tell me if this commentary is a little bit more focused, because I've written down the notes, and I think this is the way I'll probably do it from now on, because it seems like it went a lot better. Alright guys, so I'll see you later, and